Welcome back to the ground cinnamon. Today I'm going to make a dessert and it's going to be an orange semolina yogurt cake. A Greek orange semolina yogurt cake. This cake has a lot of character. It has amazing texture, amazing mouthfeel, and it comes with orange syrup and candied oranges. You guys are going to love it, and let's get straight into it. So I'm going to start off by zesting an entire orange into a cup and a half of semolina flour. This is fine semolina. You could also use coarse or maybe even a combination. Into this goes 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, a cupful of granulated sugar. Now using a whisk, I'm going to bring all of this together and your dry ingredients are ready. Now for your wet ingredients, you will need Greek yogurt. Now this is store-bought Greek yogurt, but you could use hung yogurt as a replacement. So take regular yogurt, hang it overnight in a muslin cloth, drain that excess liquid and use that as a substitute. Into this goes 2/3 of a cup of milk, along with a teaspoon of vanilla essence, half a teaspoon of cardamom essence. I'm using cardamom essence only because I have it. If not, I would have used cardamom powder and that would go into my dry ingredients. Now combine your wet and your dry ingredients. I'm going to do this in batches, and once that is done, add 1 cup of oil. Now melted butter would have been a more obvious choice. It makes a better product, it has more depth of flavor, but the only reason I'm showing you this is to reveal one of the trade secrets of the baking world, which would help cheapen the cost of product. That is to add 2 tablespoons of milk powder to 1 cup of oil to use it as a butter substitute. It works, and it works pretty well. Now whisk everything until it all combines, after which we're going to rest it for about 10 to 15 minutes and wait for the semolina to completely bloat up. So while our cake batter rests, let's quickly make our syrup and some candied oranges. So making the syrup is extremely easy. It's just equal parts water and sugar, but I'm going to break that monotony with some spice. I'm going to add 1 bay leaf. So this is 300 grams of water, which will get 300 grams of sugar. Now you want this mixture to come to a boil and boil for at least 10 to 15 minutes before we go on to add our orange slices. Now to make our orange slices, we will take a whole orange and slice it to 1/4 of a centimeter thickness. Like that. Good job, chef. Now that our orange slices are ready and our simple syrup has been going for about 10 minutes, this is a good time to reduce the heat on the syrup and add our slices. Now these slices have to cook in the syrup for anywhere between 45 minutes to 1 hour. So keeping the heat setting to a minimum is very important. I've done this by keeping it at my lowest, which is 100 degrees Celsius. You also want to see to it that every single slice is completely immersed in the syrup. By the way, in an hour, we're going to have the most beautifully scented orange syrup and the most amazing candied oranges. So our semolina has probably bloated up, and so I'm going to prepare my cake tin. Now ideally you'd use parchment paper at the bottom of your cake tin, but if you don't have it, like I don't, you could use aluminium foil to cover the bottom. If you don't have that either, you could take some regular paper and cover it in some oil or some butter and use that as a butter paper. Follow this up by greasing all sides of the tin, and in goes the cake batter. So I hope you've preheated your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. I should have mentioned that earlier. But in a 180 degrees Celsius oven, this should take anywhere between 40 to 50 minutes to cook completely, or until we have a successful skewer test. And in 50 minutes, we have a gorgeous cake ready, whose dome needs to be cut off. So run your knife just under the dome, and beautiful. Now these oranges have nicely candied. You could dunk them in some sugar and it will develop a beautiful crust. But I'm going to do something else. I'm going to place exactly half of these under the broiler for about 3 to 4 minutes, and they're going to caramelize further. They're going to darken, they're going to look very nice. Next, we're going to strain the syrup. So I'm going to add a little bit of the syrup onto the cake, less than a fourth of the total syrup, and I'm going to reserve the rest of it for individual portions. And look at these oranges, they have beautifully caramelized. They're going to add so much color to this dish. So alternatively arrange your caramelized and your candied oranges. So when you serve, you want to serve each individual portion with some syrup, and it's going to be awesome. For more garnish, you could add some pistachios. You could also serve it with some Greek yogurt, which it is traditionally served with some Greek yogurt. This cake, guys, it is so moist, and the semolina gives it some real character. Then we have candied oranges and a little bit of syrup, and it's going to add layers of citrus flavor. You know what? You can also do this with other citrus fruits, maybe a sweet lime, even a lemon. This cake, let me tell you, has love written all over it. So there is our orange semolina yogurt cake. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are so many variations. You can make it with lemon, sweet lime. There are just so many variations. There's so much you can do to this cake. You can add a layer of Greek yogurt, and it takes the cake to another level. Now, this cake makes for an amazing snack over high tea. Also, very importantly, all these ingredients are available at home. So it's easy to make. It's really quick to make. It stays for quite a while, so make it. Also, if you've been liking what I've been doing, like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.